योगिरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय महादेवाय नमः.
Welcome to Devabhoomi. Here we explore ancient and historical temples. Today we are delighted to take you on an exciting trekking expedition to Pothigai Hills. It is a known fact that Pothigai Hills is one among India's heritage hills and rich in herbal plants. Our main reason to trek in Pothigai Hills is to see and be blessed by Saint Agasthya in a shrine and bathe in the Agasthya falls. Rishi Agasthya is one of the greatest saints of the Vedas. Legend has it that Agasthya was sent by Lord Shiva to the south in order to restore the spiritual balance, as all the rishis and munis had gathered at north to attend the Lord's wedding at Mount Kailash, and the equilibrium was lost. It is said that when Agasthya reached the Pothigai, the earth was put on balance. Agasthya is believed to be roaming in the hills even today, and a few of the ardent devotees have felt his presence, and a fortunate few have seen him. In the Indian tradition, he is a noted recluse and an influential scholar in diverse languages of the Indian subcontinent. He and his wife Lopamudra are said to have received many Vedic hymns from the Akashic recordings. Sage Agasthya appears in both the major epics of India. He is said to be one of the Saptarishis or 7 major rishis. He is revered as one of the Tamil Siddhas of Saivism tradition. He is also traditionally attributed to be the author of many Sanskrit texts such as the Agasthya Gita found in Varaha Purana, Agastya Samhita found embedded in Skanda Purana, and the Dvaita Nirnaya text. In the golden world of the Devas or the demigods, the Karpaka trees showered flowers, the sages recited the Vedas, the angels stood on both sides and fanned, the umbrella gave shade, Urvasi and some girls danced, and Lord Indra was sitting with Indrani on the throne. Kosarar, who was an authority in playing veena, was praying at the feet of Lord Shiva. He sang in praise of Kailaya mountain, Mameru, and a few other mountains. Lord Indra felt happy and gave them what they needed. He also wondered why only a few mountains received the praise and was told that they were the ones that were blessed by Lord Shiva. Sage Narada, who heard about the fame of these mountains, told Pothigai, Malai, and Thiruvananthapuram that they should worship Lord Shiva and the Shivalingam situated on the side of Mukkala Vriksham. Then the 3 mountains rose up, followed the instructions, and did obeisance to Lord Shiva. It is said that even if a person is born in a flawless, good family but does not worship Shiva, he will not prosper, and even if a person is born in a low family and worships Shiva according to rituals, he becomes a member of a high family. When Narada said this, the mountains Pothigai, Saya and Tarudam prayed to Lord Parameshwara. Lord Shiva appeared to them in the form of fire on the day of Shivaratri. Similar to Sri Lanka's Sripada or Adam's Peak, which is 2,243 meters high, Agasthyamalai towers above its neighbors in a dramatic fashion. Both these mountains share geological origins and a wealth of flora and are appreciated for their spiritual significance. The name Agasthyamalai is derived from the great sage who is said to have given the Tamil language to the Dravidian people. Sage Agasthya is associated with herbal remedies and is often depicted holding a stone crusher in one hand and a vessel in the other. The significance of this and the fact that the Agasthya Hills are known for their medicinal plants should not be overlooked. Agasthyamalai is no ordinary mountain. Among the steep slopes of shrub forest, valleys of dense tropical rainforest, and jagged peaks, Agasthyamalai stands sentinel. It has a distinct conical profile that's nearly identical from both the eastern and the western sides. From both Thiruvananthapuram in the west and Tirunelveli in the east, It stands out as a distinguished peak among a range of sharp, craggy mountains. Relatively speaking, it is a lesser peak in the chain of mountains that make up the 1,400 km long Western Ghats. Yet, there is something about Agasthyamalai that transcends the size. Mere height and size really do not matter in this equation. Agasthyamalai's profile bears an uncanny resemblance to Tibet's Mount Kailash, and this has perhaps led to its aura and many myths that strengthen the mythological connections of these sacred peaks. Agasthyamalai is also known as Agasthyakootam in Kerala. These hills are in the Thiruvananthapuram district of Kerala. The temple comes under the control of Kerala government. In recent years, it has been recognized for spiritual yatra between January to September every year. The yatra starts from Kerala, Bonakkad Tea Estate. The first leg of the trekking is found to be an easy and pleasant one, and one can reach the top hill camp by 8 hours of journey. The second leg is found to be a little bit tougher. It needs another 3 hours to reach Pothigai temple atop the hill. This is an extremely dense forest wherein we cannot see the sunlight in the mountain. On a map, the collection of rugged mountains near the tip of India appears as a dark, insignificant blotch, just a shade different from the surrounding plains. It is certainly misleading, for the hills support one of the richest concentrations of biodiversity in the whole Western Ghats chain. Crowning these mountains at 1,866 meters is a distinctive peak that holds a special place in the range. In more recent years, it has also been recognized for its phenomenal diversity of life forms. It is hard not to be swept away by Agastyamalai's towering profile and magical aura. The mountain range includes Kalakadu Mundandurai Tiger Reserve, a remarkably protected area of nearly 900 square kilometers. Surli Hills are a part of the Pothigai Malai, which is a highly divine and spiritual center. It is believed that these hills are visited by several saints and sages from the Himalayas, particularly on a full moon day. So the devotees throng the area, especially on those days. In this place, Subramanya manifests as Surliyandavar. Suralivelapar temple of Kartikeya is located near the falls. This temple is shaped like the Pranava. Om is the source mantra of the universe. This mantra was generated before creation. At this cave, one can hear the Om mantra when in meditation frequency. 800 meters above the falls is the Kailasanadar cave temple. At Kailasanadar cave, many Siddhars meditate at a natural spring with waters having medicinal powers. Kailasanadar cave is connected with the Chaturagiri Mahalingam temple cave. Padani temple Murugan statue was built by Bogar with Navapashana, which is a unique type of medicine created using 9 types of poisons. Bogar installed the statue before he came to Kailasanadar temple. Here, he took the necessary herbs and constructed the Murugan's Navapashana statue. The Dargah at Surli is an important worship place for some Muslims. This is named after Abu Bakr Mastan, who lived around 1630s in this area and is buried here. The Agasthya Hills are home to the Kannis, an indigenous forest-dwelling community. The Kannis once practiced shifting cultivation, but most of the 16,000-strong population was relocated when the area was designated a protected area in the 1970s. The Kannis have good knowledge about the Pothigai and the surrounding hills, and they are the best guides of the Tiger Reserve area. Preparing for a trek is as important as the trek itself. One should take care to prepare a list and follow it meticulously. The most sensible thing would be to keep the luggage light. The problems when trekking in the Pothigai hills are the elephants and a species of plant that would make one forget the direction in which he is headed. If stamped, the person would roam around there for hours, having forgotten the direction. One needs to beware of bison too. There are also leeches in plenty, so one may need salt water or sanitizer to get rid of them. Wearing comfortable clothing will make the trekking pleasant. Having a stock of glucose water is advisable. Weather is thoroughly unpredictable and one can get caught in heavy rains or winds. The most important point to be noted is getting permission from the forest department for trekking. Only pilgrims are permitted. Hence, one has to apply for permission well in advance and go in groups of 15 or more. It is to be noted that the yatra can be begun only from Kerala, from the place stated before. The nearest railway station and airport are in Thiruvananthapuram. It is a worthwhile visit both to the body and spirit. I hope this video inspires you to visit the historical place and experience the very essence of spirituality. Let us know of your experience in the comments if you visited the hills. We wish you to have a spiritually enthralling experience.
சிவசங்கரா வேல் கண்டு சாயாத படையங்கள் படையங்கள் யாழ் கண்டு சாயும் சிவசங்கரா சிவய நமய நம சிவம சிவய நமய நம நம சிவய
குளப்புவழி அன்ன கவிடுபடு பத்தல் விளக்கு அழலுருவின் விசிவுரு பச்சை எய்யா இளஞ்சூர் செய்யோ நவ்வயிற்று ஐதுமயரொழுகி தோற்றம் போல கொள்ளம் பொத்திய பொதியுரு போர்வை அணைவாளவன் கண் கண்டு அணைவாளவன் கண் கண்டு
மகர பெரி கிசக சிறி சகோட செங்கோட்டி வில் வகையிதாள் கண்டு நாம் இங்கு நாள் கண்டு கோள் கண்டு வாழ்கின்ற வழி சொன்னோம் சிவசங்கரா உள்கண்டு வெளி கண்டு உள்ளுக்கும் உள்கண்டு உணர்கின்ற முறை சொன்னோம் சிவசங்கரா மகர பெரி கிசக சிறி சகோட செங்கோட்டி வில் வகையிதாள்
துளைவாய் தூர்ந்த துறப்பு அமையாணி எந்நாள் திங்கள் வடிவிற்று ஆகி அந்நாளில்லா அமைவரு வருவாய் பாம்பு அனந்தன்ன ஓங்கு திருமறுப்பின் மாயோன் முன்கை ஆய்தொடி கடுக்கும் கண்கூடு இருக்கை தின்பிணி திவ்வின் ஆய்தினை அரிசி அவையல் அன்ன வேய்வை போகிய விரலுரல் நரம்பின்
அந்த நாள் வந்த பின் எங்கள் யாழ் கொண்டு வருவோமே சிவசங்கரா.